What's going on YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm going to give you 3 questions to ask yourself before starting a recruiting agency. What's going on YouTube family? It's Ben. Thank you guys so much for checking out another one of my YouTube videos. If you're brand new to the channel, I talk a lot about starting your own recruiting agency. I talk about business, entrepreneurship, everything in between. And if you like that kind of stuff, you should take 1 second and smash that red subscribe button down below and we'll jump right into the video. Alright, so honestly, I've been considering doing a video like this for quite some time because I think it's critically important, to be honest with you, about whether or not you should actually start a recruiting agency. And so I'm going to go over 3 questions that you can ask yourself that can pretty much guarantee and clear out whether or not you're cut out to start a recruiting agency and actually be successful or not. Question number 1, are you an entrepreneur? So I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser. If you're not an entrepreneur, starting a recruiting or staffing agency is probably not in the cards for you. You might be totally off better going to a firm like Robert Half or Aerotech or working for someone else that's going to be guiding you, holding you accountable, and giving you metrics to follow and things like that. Being an entrepreneur is an entirely different animal. We have our own metrics, we create our own metrics, we have no boss, we have no one that holds us accountable. Right now, I don't have to shoot this YouTube video, but I made myself shoot this YouTube video because I keep up a regular daily vlog, and so therefore, I have to shoot the video. No one holds me accountable to what I actually do in my recruiting business. So if I don't respond to clients or candidates or find new business to make more money, I'm gonna be squat broke, and I don't wanna be squat broke. So since I'm an entrepreneur, I become proactive and I go out and do things like find new business, find candidates, and place people, and run an actual recruiting agency. A huge misconception about entrepreneurship is that it's just something that can be learned or it's something that can be taught. But I personally believe that it actually just comes with you when you're born. You're either an entrepreneur or you're not. And you either go after it, you're a go-getter, or you're not. And so you either work for somebody else and make them rich, or you work for yourself and you make yourself rich. If you're not an entrepreneur, I highly suggest that you would not start your own recruiting agency. The second question I would have you ask yourself before starting a recruiting or staffing agency is, are you in it for the right reasons? So I actually had the opportunity to chat with a really experienced, tenured recruiter that knows this stuff inside and out, and he's been in the game for a real long time. And we talked about this concept, being in it for specific reasons, right? Obviously, we all want to make money, so that's number 1. Like, that's on the table, right? You've got to put bread on the table, and you've got to make money for your family, for yourself, and all of that. The twist, however, though, is that money is not going to keep you motivated forever. And eventually, when you become at a point where you're running on fumes and you lose that motivation and you lose that original gusto that you had when you were first starting your recruiting agency and getting orders, making money, and making placements, when you're running on fumes, you've got to have something else that's going to push you that extra mile. And generally, that's what we call purpose. Money is going to jumpstart your career. Money is going to jumpstart you starting a recruiting agency and really kind of get it off the ground. But once you kind of run out of fumes, you really need some purpose or some other thing outside of yourself other than monetary value. I mean, you could make $1 million, buy all the cars in the world that you'd like, but you've got to have something else if you want to keep this going and have some longevity in it. So why are you in it? What are the reasons that you're in this game? And ultimately, the conclusion really is that you've got to have a purpose of service. And this is what I was talking to the recruiter I was speaking with about. The very experienced recruiter I was chatting with told me that really it comes down to servicing your clients in a way that really gives you purpose and meaningful value. not necessarily just cashing checks. So when the gas runs out and you've made your money and you're in the game, but you're not really motivated as you were before, it's really going to come down to a couple of things. It's going to come down to what kind of impact are you making for both your clients and your candidates? And ultimately, that has to be real stuff. I mean, you really have to be in it for the right reasons. You've got to actually be meaningfully trying to make an impact for your candidates, your clients, for everybody in the game, and for yourself. You have to be fulfilled. I mean, human beings require very few things in life, but one of them is fulfillment. And if you're not being fulfilled, meaning you're not in it for the right reasons, you just wanted to make a buck, just wanted to make, a ton of bucks, and then kind of be done with it, that's not a good long-term strategy. Being in it for the right reasons means that you're there for the money, of course. We all want to cash those checks and make tons of money, but at the end of the day, you have to have some further purpose. And that's really being of service, being impactful, and doing things for the right reason, and ultimately helping out people where you can. And that's going to take you over the hill, over the mountain. I can pretty much guarantee you that any recruiter that's been in the game for 20 plus years is going to tell you exactly what I'm saying in this video, and because I've learned it exactly from them. And they've said specifically that you want to charge your fees, you want to make your money, but you've got to have something extra. You've got to have another reason as to why you're in the game specifically. So that's one thing that I would definitely ask yourself before you even think about setting up a recruiting agency. So my third question that I would ask yourself before starting a recruiting agency is, do you actually want to be in recruiting? Okay, so let's pause for a second here. There's probably about 1.5 billion ways that you can make money in America's economy. E-commerce, a 9-to-5 job, consulting. I mean, you could own a gas station, you could do retail. I mean, there's lots of things you could do, right? But do you want to be a recruiter? Do you want to start a recruiting agency? Is recruiting going to fire you up? Is it going to get you up out of bed? Is it going to motivate you? Is it going to push you over the edge when you're not feeling like doing it, but you really need to do it? Is it going to be that thing for you? Are you interested in recruiting, or are you interested more in something like real estate? Or are you interested more in like stockbrokering? Like, what is it for you? Is recruiting actually the thing that you're interested in? And this is something that's really introspective. Like, you've got to take some hours, maybe days, to think about this. Is it something that you actually want to be doing? So, of course, from a monetary perspective, yes, you can definitely make a 6-figure income in recruiting, quite frankly, pretty easily. Like I said before, monetarily speaking, can you make a 6-figure income from recruiting as a beginner? Yes, you definitely can. I'm living proof of that, and that's what I teach in my 6-figure recruiting class. And that's pretty much how I got started, and that's how I got addicted. And then eventually I scaled up. So at the end of the day, recruiting is incredibly lucrative and incredibly rewarding for the right person. I mean, if you match all of the criteria above and every one of your answers is a yes check mark, sign me up, then recruiting is probably for you. Or at least it's good enough for you to give a shot to, and a good shot to. And if the answer is no, I would definitely just walk away right away, because it's definitely not going to be a good use of your time. Recruiting keeps me fired up. And that's why I'm still in the game, and that's why I'm going to be in the game, because it's something for me. And I've asked myself these questions, and my answers are all yes. Now I want to ask you these questions and find out if your answers are yes, so that you don't make any mistakes or make any stutter starts and not waste your time. So to cap it off, if recruiting is for you, if all your answers are yes, then that's awesome. If recruiting is not for you and all your answers are no, that's totally fine. There's 1.5 billion ways to make money on this planet, and you can take any one of those routes and still be incredibly lucrative, right? You get to pick whatever role you like in this life, and that's what the beauty is, especially of America, living in a capitalist economy as we do. If this video is valuable to you, I would truly appreciate you smashing that like button down below. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit that alert button so you know every single time I come out with a new video. I vlog every single day on these topics, so I will be catching you tomorrow. Take care.